If you go to heaven, you're going to pass God on his way down while you're going up, and you're going to get to heaven and there's nothing there. The reason you get up in the morning is because somebody needs you. You don't need anything. I think it's becoming pretty clear in the world today. We know all the questions, and we know all the problems. We know them very well. We live them, we feel them. Where do we look for an answer? And in the last 3 years, all the things we thought might be an answer are gone. We're not looking to politics for an answer. That's the last place you want to look. You're not looking to science. You're not looking to medicine. You're not. What's left that we can still trust and rely on? We're pretty down to the bottom of the barrel here. Whatever we used to believe, it's not serving us, including religion. So what's left? Our own imagination? That's a little dangerous, because everybody's got their imagination, and so people say, why can't we just get along? What's the problem? We should be able to get along. And why should we be able to get along? We all have the same needs. Sounds like a good argument?
I think so.
It is so misleading. You know why we can't get along? Because we have the same needs. If everybody had a different need, nobody would bother anybody. You go do your thing, I'll do my thing, and what's the problem? The problem is we're all fighting over the same space, over the same dollar, over the same. We have the same needs, so there's competition. So you're a threat to me, because you're taking what I need. So we are never going to get along because we have common needs. In fact, if you want to start a dictatorship or a communist government, all you have to do is convince people that what they need is in short supply. That's it, you have communism. Because if there's a short supply, well, how are we going to divide it up? Because we all have the same needs and there isn't enough for everybody. So I'll take charge and I'll see to it that you get your fair share. And there you have it, it's communism. Because now I'm in charge and you have to come to me. So the thought that there is a shortage is what causes all the problems, the political problems. You scare people. You say, you're not going to get your fair share. And there's only so much. And so you have to rely on government or somebody or something to get your fair share. The truth of the matter is, the only way we can get along and be united is not by common need, but by common purpose. It seems to me like every day, every hour, it becomes more and more convincing that if we don't have a common goal, it's never going to work. Because everything else is just, we've tried it all, and it doesn't work. It just makes things worse. So what does it mean to have a common goal? Well, we're witnessing a really interesting, I think unprecedented phenomenon. People are waking up all over the world and saying, did I ask to be born? Is this my idea? This thing called life? Not my idea. In fact, I never agreed to it. So now people are suing their parents. You've heard about it.
Yes.
Yeah. One woman actually won in court. But then they appealed it. I didn't ask to be born. So why am I so burdened? Why do I have all the responsibilities of the world on my shoulders? I didn't even ask for this. And I never signed on. I never agreed. Nothing. So you give birth to me and then burden me with responsibility. Now you have to do this, you have to do that. Why do I have to do anything? It's just really another way, but I think a more graphic way of asking, why are we here? So we're running around trying to make life better, protecting life, defending life. And then we stop for a moment and say, wait a minute, who needs this? Why are we so busy with life that we didn't even ask for? Something is missing here. Like a huge missing link. I'm going to suffer all my difficulties, all my pains, all my disappointments, and I'm going to have to work hard to make my life my life? I didn't ask for this. So it's like, well, too bad. You were born, you're going to suffer. I don't like this deal. So everybody has always asked, what is the purpose of life? But it was like a philosophical question for people who smoke pipes. But today, every kid is saying it. 10-year-olds don't want to clean their room because they didn't ask to be born. That makes sense. You know, I'm barely hanging in there as it is. Don't make me clean rooms. And it's not that they're depressed. You know, as long as life is okay, we'll hang around. But don't make me do things because I didn't ask to be born. I think it's a good development. It's helping us focus finally on what is our reality. What are we doing here? And why bother with all this? So to put it very graphically, our needs have become way too many. Too many needs. If you take care of one, there are 10 more to follow. It's depressing. It's very burdensome. So we get overwhelmed by our needs and we go looking for help. So what do? You go to therapy. Psychology is going to help you with your needs. But instead of helping, what happens is you discover needs you never thought of. You think paying your bills is a problem? Your mother never wanted you. I hit a nerve there. You have birth trauma. You have past life trauma. Okay, stop already. I came here to get rid of needs, not to find new ones. So you go to religion. Say, come on, maybe religion will help. Give me a little solace and a little peace of mind. And you know what you find out? Your problems are not going to end when you die. They're going to start when you die. Well, there's no hope. So we're forced to come to a very interesting conclusion. All these needs that I have, that are making me miserable, I don't really need them. Because if I need them, I quit. It's not a good deal. I didn't ask to be born, but I have to take care of so many different things, or I'm going to fail, I'm going to suffer, I'm going to die. All of a sudden, young people today are saying, I'm going to die. So, what's your point? Hey, you're going to die. Yeah, so what's your point? So you want me to live my life and go through all the education, jobs, work, so that I don't die. Not a good deal. It's not working. For 5,783 years that we know of, people were motivated by the fear of death. Right? Yeah. I mean, why did farmers farm? Because if you don't get the plants in the time, and you're going to die. So for all of known history, death has been our ultimate motivation. You don't want to die, do you? Oh, no. Oh, well, then you get up early in the morning, you work till late at night. Today people are waking up and saying, you know what? I don't care. Now tell me why I should live. Because to live in order to not die doesn't make any sense. This is exciting and scary. So remember, Mrs. Reagan advised teenagers not to mess with drugs because it could kill you. And the teenagers are waiting for the punchline. Yeah. No, that's it. So it didn't work at all. It made no impression whatsoever. So can you imagine waking a kid up today? Say, come on, you got to get up. You got to get up. You're going to miss the bus. So what bus? To school. Well, why do I have to go to school? Well, you got to get good grades and a good report card so you can get into a high school. Why do I have to go to a high school? No, to get into a college. Why do I have to go to college? You got to get a job. Well, why do I need a job? Well, you're going to have to buy a house. Why do I have to buy a house? Well, you live in the streets. You can get sick and die. And the kid says, oh, so I should get up in the morning today, because if I don't, then somewhere, someplace down the line, maybe I'm going to die. I'm going back to sleep. It doesn't make any sense. So it's not like in the olden days, the farmer wakes his kid up and says, hey, if we don't get the seeds in on time, winter is going to come, we're going to die. All right, that sounded real. But you tell a kid today, first of all, we're not going to die. We're going to go on welfare. Oh. Homeless people get a lot of free. So nobody's going to die. Stop it. That threat doesn't work. So you have to come to the conclusion. Listen, this is really, I don't have needs. I didn't ask to be born, so I don't need anything. I don't need to live. I don't mind, as long as things go my way. But I don't need this. I don't need any of this. So why do I need to get a job when I don't even need to live? What a relief. But then what do I do? If I don't need anything, why do I wake up in the morning? This is unavoidable. And it has nothing to do with religion or belief or faith. The reason you get up in the morning is because somebody needs you. You don't need anything. If somebody needs you, you get up. How about if 2 people need you? Oh, yeah. How about if 100 people need you? Well, yeah, you're going to get up in a good mood. Because being needed is so much more pleasant than being needy. So if I don't need, but I am needed, hey, come on, life's a picnic. Now suppose the creator of the universe is the one who needs you. He created you. Does that tell you something? Take a hint, okay? If he created the universe, and he created me, I'm the one who needs. I didn't do anything. I didn't even ask. But he went ahead and he created me. So who needs? Who's the needy one? Not me. But he is. You see, this turns everything upside down on its head. You've always been told, and tell me if I'm wrong, you've always been told that you are extremely needy, dependent, weak, and God is not, because he's God. So maybe if you're nice to him, he'll be nice to you. That's religion. So get down on your knees and beg really hard. Maybe he'll hear you and let you live. That is so depressing. There's a morbid picture of, that's horrible. You create me needy and then blame me if I fail? This is not acceptable at all. What kind of God is that? So here's the thing. Yes, we can get along if we realize that we are all needed for the same thing, not that we need the same thing. Because if we all need the same thing, there's going to be a war. Yeah. Especially if you're convinced that there's a shortage of things. There isn't, by the way. Some guy did up a little... Since the 60s, there have been 41 major disasters about to happen. Shortage of food, shortage of water, shortage of space, shortage of air. None of it happened. None of it. There is no shortage of anything. We're dumping food in the ocean to keep the prices up. Yep. So there is never going to be a shortage in God's world. So here's the key. This community, by and large, not perfect, but mostly, lives for a purpose. That's it. I don't know of any other community that is this way. The average person here wakes up because there's a purpose. And we got to try our best to fulfill that purpose, to serve the need that we were created to serve. So, here's a new picture. God, the creator of the universe, needed you. That's why you exist. You need nothing except to know what you're needed for. That's what the Bible is supposed to do for us, not burden us with responsibilities. Tell us what the Creator needs from us. And it turns out that there are differences. God needs different things from Jews than from non-Jews. That's what divides us, identifies us. God needs different things from men than from women. You know what a woman is. Just checking, because not everybody knows. There's a huge mystery on the subject, but for God, there's no mystery. He needs different things from men than he does from women. How do we know that? Because he created you that way. If he created you different, it's because he needs something different. So if he gives you a different talent, then it's because that's the talent he needs from you. If he gives you different personality, different temperament, different whatever it is, the differences are not accidental. So God needs different things from different people, but what we have in common is we're all here to serve him. And what serves him? Making this world more godly than heaven. So if you want to know what religion is all about, for real. Without the politics, without the shtick, religion is God wants to live on earth. And he asks us to prepare the earth for him. To make it his kind of a world that he can be comfortable in. That's it. So, we are not the ones who need. We don't need to go to heaven. In fact, please don't go to heaven, because there you're useless. Stay right here and make this world a better place. If you go to heaven, you're going to pass God on his way down while you're going up, and you're going to get to heaven and there's nothing there. I mean, it's comfortable and safe, but useless. So, heaven is not the goal. Like that poem, the grave is not the goal of life. The goal is to make life on earth better. So, you see how this turns everything on its head. Instead of being racked with guilt, am I serving God? Am I good? Am I going to go to heaven? Am I going to go to hell? Stop it. Everything you do that helps another person and makes life on earth better, you are serving God. Even if you don't believe in God, you're still serving him. You're just not enjoying the process. You're not giving yourself any credit. You are serving him. Are you serving him well? I don't know. You're doing your job well. And if you want to serve him better, do it better. Who's stopping you? There's no mystery here. There's no guilt, and there's no regrets. We are who we are because God created us this way, and what we're doing serves him. Unless you're a serial killer. Even a serial killer in between killings. I mean, what does he do in his free time? Probably something constructive. No, really. So you manufacture an electric toothbrush. You're serving God because you just made it easier for people. So all of a sudden, God is not mysterious, and God is not in heaven, and we are not in hell. If you're home alone and you have to make lunch, it's depressing. Right? 9 times out of 10, you just won't eat lunch. Not worth the effort. If you have some leftovers, okay, but you're not. But somebody calls up and says, "Hey, can I come over for lunch?" All of a sudden, you're having a party. You cook up a storm. It is so much more enjoyable to be needed than to be needy. So we are all needed, and we need nothing. Does it make any sense at all?
Yes.
So do you need to eat?
Huh?
You need to eat?
I like my cake.
It's delicious.
What do you got?
Make me an offer. So even that expression, I need to eat. Don't do this to yourself. It's not your need. When you take it that personal, it destroys your brain. It destroys your soul. You don't need to eat. Animals need to eat. Even plants need to eat. Human beings need to accomplish great things, and you're taking time out to eat. You don't need to eat. In fact, most of us probably need to diet. Need to stop eating. Right? We're all looking for a diet because we need to eat. No. God created us with this strange handicap. You can only go for 3 hours before you need to eat. And you can only stay awake so many hours before you need to go to sleep. This is your need? If you designed yourself, You wouldn't do this to yourself. So it's not your need. Just like life itself is not your need. God needs you to be alive. And God needs you to eat. I don't know why. And sometimes I resent it. Like, enough already, let me do my job. Like the airplane, the pilot. Oh, he ran out of time now. In midair, he's got to go to sleep. He's been up for all these hours already. I mean, come on. Like this comedian says, I'm tired. It's been a long day, and I've been breathing the whole time. You get tired breathing. Why do we need to breathe? I don't know. It wasn't my idea. I'd rather not need it. That way I can live in Los Angeles. So all these things that we call our need, no. We don't have a choice. Doesn't mean it's my need, just like life itself. I didn't ask for life. I certainly didn't ask to be dependent on food. So when you eat, just stop for a moment and think. You're doing what God designed you to do. You're fulfilling His need as much as your own. Maybe more. Because He really needs you to eat. You just don't have a choice. So everything we do, if that's what God designed us to be, then we are serving Him. Why not give Him the credit? And then you're serving God, and you don't even think of yourself as religious. Which is the best thing, to serve God without considering yourself religious. That way you make no airs about it, and you don't get holier than thou, and you don't disagree with everybody else's religions. You just serve God by being what God created us to be. So the punchline is, don't be needy, be needed.